Okay, some of y'all are glowing right now, like literally glowing. Like glowing. You guys are even going to hear it. You're going to hear it. Guarantee you're going to hear it this week if you haven't heard it today or already. You're glowing. You're literally glowing. People see it. People feel it. Friends, teachers, parents, coaches, partners, clients, all of it. They're literally like, what did you do? What's going on? You seem different. And yeah, it's because you've leaped. And it honestly feels like it's because you're putting your energy, like it's like you're taking care of your energy. You're putting it first. It's like maintenance. Like maintenance is required. Like you're literally pouring, obviously I'm getting like self-care and all of that, but like you're really pouring into yourself. You really are. I feel like you're working on your energy. You're working on your inner state. Like you're working on your own frequency. I'm also getting, this is really interesting that this came through, and I was like hesitant to post this, but I'm like, Sarah, you gotta post this. I do feel like some of you guys are getting, how do I explain this? Like there's like little spiritual attacks coming in, and this always happens when, okay, for example, I just got this. It was really weird. I snapped in and out of it. But then I was kind of getting this thing about like this really dreamy energy, probably Pisces too, like that Piscean energy, really dreamy. And then somebody asking themselves like, is it bad that I daydream a lot? And it's like, just earlier today, you were daydreaming and you were in the like best state ever. You were like imagining yourself on like, I like posted about this like billboard today too, like on this billboard, or you just were in this like very dreamy, beautiful, higher vibrational energy, right? Or you were just like having this dreamy vision of your life or the next 5 years or what you're going to be doing later today, or you were just having this like dream idea, you know what I mean? This really cool insight or vision. And it was like, yeah, you were actively daydreaming, but then something kind of came in. It could be tonight, it could be at any point where it's just like shakes you, and it's like it's like you're questioning yourself or something. Like you're questioning, okay, like, is it bad that I daydream this much? And I'm like, listen, there's a difference between like completely dissociating from life, but like daydreaming and being delusional, different. Like delusional daydreaming is what I would call it, is not, it's beautiful. Like it's omnipresent. Like that's the neurotypical, brain too. That's the quantum leap. That's the energy you're supposed to be in. That's the Piscean energy. That's the like, oh my God, like I have the vision and the sight and I'm holding it. That's the law of assumption, the law of attraction. You know what I mean? But it's like really interesting how quickly we question ourselves in those moments. And I'm like, that to me is like a spiritual, I don't know if you want to say devil, you know what I mean? But just like a little weird energy that I like to say comes in. And I'm like, that's not your energy. Ain't yours. And I feel like that could even be past versions of yourself. Isn't that so funny how this shit works? Like past versions of yourself, then questioning this version. Questioning this version that's saying, oh my God, I'm allowed to create my life the way that I want. I'm allowed to change my routine if and when I want to. I'm allowed to daydream the hell out of my life if I so choose to and want to in this very moment. Because if anything, it's helping you. It's supporting you. It's cracking you open, and it's making you see bigger for yourself. Bigger, brighter, beautiful, right? And guess what? You're aligning your frequency there. Your energy is upgrading, right? Your energy is shifting. Your energy is like you're like looking up at the sky. Like your energy is just so vibrant. And that's the power, right? That's that powerful energy. And it's not misdirected power, okay? That's the other thing. I think there's been shame maybe in the past for being that way, for being the mystic, for being that, whoa, that dreamy idea or vision, for having multiple ideas and dreams and visions, or for just getting lost in the idea of the dream. I'm big on, yes, anchoring, right? Anchoring and then taking an intentional step, right? Like an aligned action step. But sometimes we also need to dream. We need to experience the vision. We need to feel ourselves in that energy so you can float, so you can feel free, so you can feel abundant, so you can feel it. So you can feel the dream, so you can get excited, so you can get joyful, so you can scream from the rooftops, so you can flow like water and like the wind, baby. Like, that's the frequency. So anytime that those weird little questions come in, know that was either one, it was your lower self, or two, but that lower self comes from, if I'm being honest, comes from projections, either just from projections, straight up, either that people have said to you about you or have made you feel at past points in your life. And that's what I mean by like the devil or the demon or whatever, like the spiritual warfare. It's like, that's not you anymore. And you can always return to sender and give back whatever doubt was instilled to you in that previous version of you. But just normalizing this too, it's okay and it's normal for those things to come up. But it's interesting when you're aware, when you see them and you notice that thought, or you notice that self-doubt kind of creep in, and it happens so quickly. But I think the important thing I'm trying to say is just, if you can catch it, that awareness, which you guys have now, you're gonna catch it. And then I want you, when you catch it, catch and release, baby. And you release it. You hook, line, and you sink it back out. You throw it back out. You release it. Because that is not, that doesn't corroborate with this story, with this version of you, with this version that is allowed to be dreamy. That's just like allowed to fuel themselves with abundance and joy. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with that. So just be aware. I feel like in this season too, like, you need to remember how much you're glowing. And I feel like you're going to keep hearing that over and over. And it's like, maybe you've struggled taking compliments, and maybe it's like you feel so excited and elated, but then you have this idea that's too good to be true. Or that feeling or that look or that glow won't last forever. Oh, honey, it's here to stay. So get used to that, adapt to that. And I feel like you guys know that, but just normalizing that when all that weird shit creeps in, it's a lower version from projections that we're identified with in like the past. All right. Or sometimes it's also because people are seeing the glow up. That's the other reason. You're like this, you're like traversing the negative energy all away from you, and keep doing that. Like protecting your space, your peace. The minute that thought creeps in, release it, let it go, and just know that you are the glow. And remember that you're glowing. And remember that remember that you're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to be happy in this season. You're allowed to say no when you want, and you're allowed to say yes when you want. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to be pockets full of joy and fucking rainbows. You're allowed to daydream all the time, because those daydreams are what turns a vision into reality. And that's the current reality that you're living in. And it's only a matter of time until you actually see it. Yeah, that's the message.